See, the funny thing is, you may not know this about me, but I actually hate going live on, I hate going live on Facebook. I'd much rather just create a video and not have to worry about, people like watching me and things like that. Even though it's just online and everything like that, I've like convinced myself that I somehow get stage fright. Hi, Brianna. And, so I'm kind of getting into a place where I really want to be comfortable with publishing things on a daily basis. And here's why. Some of you on here know about my life. You know about the fact that, hey, I wanted to be different. I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to make a difference in this world, right? I wanted to impact people. But a lot of you don't actually know like the struggles that I've gone through, not only externally, but also internally, and that I continue to go through. And I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of times we see people doing things like this, like starting a business, having this idea that they're putting out there, going live on Facebook and doing all this stuff. And we tend to put them on a pedestal. And I'm super guilty of that myself. And even in the people I follow. So the people I look up to, I have this really big issue to where sometimes I just tend to put them on a pedestal. And I don't know if any of you guys have done that with me. Maybe you look at me and you say, hey, Devon is on this entrepreneur journey, right? He's doing his own thing. He's reaching out to people. He's doing all this stuff on social media. That's not something that I could do. That's not a life that I can live, right? Well, that's honestly the perception that I had in my mind for a very long time, and I'm still trying to break. But one of these things that I've kind of vowed upon to help really just be more open is actually publishing on a daily basis. And I challenge you, wherever you're at in your life, you got to just let people know. Because all too often, people are going to be like, oh yeah, I made $1,000 online, I made $2,000 online, or even aside from entrepreneurship, oh, I went out and bought a brand new car, or I just, got a brand new house that I moved into. But at the same time, it's like, we're not hearing about the struggles. And let me tell you for a second about some of the struggles that I've gone through. I've gone through doubt. I've gone through disbelief. I've gone through times where I've had absolutely no money. I've moved out to San Diego with not much of a plan, thinking that for whatever reason, moving to a city that's bigger than Albuquerque, I was going to have like massive success all of a sudden. But then what I didn't realize is like, it still requires that I work my butt off 100% of the way. 100% of the way, 100% of the time. And to be honest with you, I'm working twice as hard because not only am I thinking, hey, I'm going to go out to a bigger city and I'm going to make a difference, there's a whole bunch of other people before me that are thinking the same thing. So I've moved, 800 miles away, 11 and a half hours away from home to a place that I knew nobody, thinking in my head, hey, this is where I become successful. And I did this. I was super excited. And then I started realizing like, hey, this is harder than I thought. And I started coming back into this big old spiral of a place that I was before. And that was sadness. That was depression. It didn't make sense to me. I've never really shared this with anybody, but honestly, San Diego was the best thing that we could have ever done, Bailey and I, but it was also the worst thing as far as like the timing, because I wasn't in the right mind state of saying like, hey, I need to go out here. I need to continue to do what I'm doing. I need to continue to reach for my goals. I need to continue to make it a point to actually make something of myself and not just think because I'm embarking on this journey, I'm in some place that allegedly is going to get me success, that I could just sit back and watch it happen. And I don't really know if anybody honestly needs to hear that. I don't really know if anybody on here just needs to know that, hey, we're all human, right? I still go through my days where I wake up and I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I don't. You know, somebody that I follow, Russell Brunson, if you haven't heard of him, he's a really cool guy, really likable. Even if you're not interested in entrepreneurship, just in life in general, he's a great example to lead to follow. And he talked about a time in his business where everything was crashing around him, and he just woke up and he was like, man, I wish that I had a boss just so they could fire me and I could go back to bed. And to be honest with you, I experienced that point in my journey to where I was like, I've already committed this far. I've already put myself out there to my audience this long. I've already told people about what I'm doing. I've already committed to all of this. Like, there's really no turning back. I'm at this point of no return. And yet there's days where I just don't want to. And I want you to know, like, whatever it is you're trying to do in your life, like entrepreneurship aside, like all of that is just nonsense. It's just a crazy word that people use to try to make themselves look better than other people. And everything aside, whatever your dream is, at some point you have to realize you're gonna hit roadblocks. And that was something that I almost felt like I was invincible to. Like I wasn't gonna hit a roadblock. I wasn't gonna hit times where I said, hey, I'm sad. I wasn't gonna hit times where I was gonna say, hey, I can't do this. Like, we have to tell ourselves that it's gonna be okay. We have to tell ourselves that, hey, everybody's gonna hit these roadblocks. Everybody's gonna hit these obstacles. And because of that, you too can really overcome this stuff. That's really all there is to it. I see all of these people that have kind of embarked on this journey before me, with a software that I use called ClickFunnels. It basically is just something that I use to design websites. And there's actually awards in the company that people can get for making so much money within their one website, or it's referred to as a sales funnel. Now, sales funnel is kind of like going to the store. And let's say you go to a store, and you're going to the store because you have a barbecue, right? And you're not prepared for this barbecue at all. You don't even have a grill. So you go to the store. Somebody at that store, an employee, like literally grabs you by the hand, says, hey, how's it going? How can I help you today? And you're like, hey, so I have this barbecue going on and I just need your help. And they're like, awesome. Okay, well, you're obviously going to need a grill. So let me take you to the best grill that I think is going to work perfectly for your scenario. So they guide you all the way to that best grill, right? And from there, they're staying with you in this process, and they're like, okay, well, you got your grill. What is the next thing that you need? And it's like, well, okay, you probably need charcoal. So he's like, well, let me take you to where I think the best charcoal is and the best deal. Okay. So they walks you all the way to the charcoal. Now you have your grill, you have your charcoal. And he's like, well, what else do you need? And you're like, oh, well, I still don't have food. And he's like, well, what do you like? And you're like, oh, well, I like hamburgers. And he's like, awesome. Let me take you to the best hamburgers that I think your people at your barbecue are going to love. And you're like, sweet. So you got your grill, you got your charcoal. Now he's bringing you to the burgers. You grab your burgers, and then he's like, well, wait, before you go, obviously you need some drinks, right? So he brings you down to the aisle where all the drinks are. He helps you pick out some drinks, and then he walks you directly to the checkout stand, and that's that. Now, that experience where this employee, this salesperson, if you will, is guiding somebody all the way through the process of getting everything that they need, that is what a sales funnel is like. And that is what I've been working on. And honestly, I've been doing a really terrible job with it. And so because of that, I've been going through what ClickFunnels refers to as the One Funnel Away Challenge. And now that you kind of know what a sales funnel is like in comparison to the whole scenario with, this guy in the grocery store needing stuff for his barbecue, you know that the One Funnel Away Challenge is actually these people with ClickFunnels. Remember, ClickFunnels is that company I use to design this stuff. They actually have their high executives mentor you for 30 days on how they go through the process of taking their ideas, building out what they refer to as an offer, which really, when we're taking like the grill, the charcoal, the food and the drinks, that now becomes your offer. As opposed to like going in the store and it's just like, oh, you need a grill. And you're like, awesome, okay, there's the grill section. And you grab the grill and that's it. Well, that salesperson was probably losing out on some money, right? And that customer was probably losing out on everything that they needed for the barbecue. So that's where offers come into play. That's where sales funnels come into play. And the One Funnel Away Challenge, I'm actually going through right now, and they're encouraging us to publish on a daily basis. And I had mentioned this in the beginning of this video. I have this like weird fear of publishing, and it makes no sense, right? I'm in a field or a place where I should be publishing all the time. You should be knowing what I'm up to. You should be with me on this journey, yet for whatever reason I have this like self-conscious point in me where I'm like, I can't, even if it's as simple as like, hey, today was a weird day. I just read a book today. At least like, hey, this dude has random days too. But I'd get in my head too much and I'm like, these people don't want to hear about that. But my job is to help you realize that I'm just like you. Just like as I followed, these people that I'm following their journey through their podcast, through what they're publishing, I start to realize, hey, they're just like me. And the more you can get into your head of whoever you're following, whatever dream you're chasing, whatever model you're going after, that, hey, I can do that too because this person is just like me, the better off you'll be. And once again, I don't know who needed this. I don't know if this is going to be of use to you, but just know I'm going to be posting a lot more on here. I'm going to be letting you know everything that I'm up to. Even if I wake up one day and I decide, hey, I don't want to do this, I'm going to get on here and let you know, just so you can really dial into the fact of I'm just like you. So that's all there is to it. But hey, I'm going to sign off of this right now. Just stick to it. Find something that you really love and follow it. No matter how crazy it is, no matter how crazy you feel for wanting to follow it, there's a way. There totally is a way. And let's go on this journey together. Really, if anything that I said was of interest to you, if all of that stuff about the One Funnel Away Challenge with the sequence of that powerful sale in the grocery store was something that resonated with you, and you really want a platform that's very inexpensive, where you can actually get mentored and very quickly learn everything that I know for about $100, I challenge you. I'm going through the challenge right now, and they actually are starting another one on March 25th, but it's $100. Like I said, you're getting mentored by all of these people that have made millions of dollars through these mysterious things called sales funnels. Without going into too much more detail on that, if you go to onelastfunnel.com, all of these videos on there are going to let you know what it is that I'm talking about, what it is that I get so excited about, what it is that I'm up to, and what it is that you can actually apply to your life too. If this applies to you, if you like it, awesome. If not, that's cool too. Like I said, if nothing else, just follow me and know that, hey, I'm just like you, and know that you can achieve anything that you want to. But I'll talk to you guys. Here in a little bit, maybe tomorrow if nothing else. But thanks again, guys. I really appreciate everything. I don't know why I just did a peace sign. I don't ever do a peace sign, but we'll see you.